and good morning, Hoosier fans, and welcome to Hoosier Morning After Wisconsin. Oh boy. So here we go. It's the first loss of the season, and it really feels like we earned this loss. I mean, normally losses can sting in many different ways. It's like taking off a Band-Aid. You can take it off quick, and it hurts, but you realize that you've got the Band-Aid off. Things will look better. You got it done quick. The game could have been close, and you fought, and for some reason you just didn't end up on top. Then you can have games like last night, and you're slowly pulling the Band-Aid off, and it just hurts the whole entire time. That was last night's game. It was just painful to watch. Starting off bad and not having the wherewithal or the fight to get back in was tough to see. It was something that was very reminiscent of the effort and a lot of the negatives that we saw from last year. Kind of gave the team, gave us all kind of a little bit of deja vu from what we saw last year. That being not talking, just seemed like we were going through the motions, not being ourselves. It's hard to try to speculate as to why it was like that, what the cause is. Indiana came off a really great game against Florida State. Guys played well. Everything clicked. They were a ranked team. They were a much better team than Wisconsin, and we played pretty well. We didn't play our extreme best, and we won very, very handily. Then you come into this Wisconsin game. Yes, it's away, so you need to kind of have your radar up. But maybe as a team, you're thinking, well, look at what we just did against Florida State. We're playing a lesser team. We beat these guys. Well, we came in with that mentality, and guess what mentality they came in with? They had just lost 3 games. They had shot horribly. I believe each game they only scored not even over 60 points, and they shot it horribly. And then they came into this game coming home and did not want to embarrass. They came in wanting to fight, wanting to win, wanting to have a good game. And that's what they did. They came in to win. We did not come in to win. I'm not sure what the mentality is that we had. I wish I could have seen in person a little more of this game to see how they were during shoot around, what was lacking there. And then during the game, obviously when you're watching on TV, it's hard to see 100%, but they weren't talking. The first kind of big evidence you saw of that was a screen while we were on defense. Their big guy was screening Al Durham. No one talked to him and told him that a screen was coming, and Al runs full force into him and gets popped under the chin by the elbow of the Wisconsin player. That right there shows no one was talking, no movement, anything like that. And then from just then on out, this team, as coach has said many times, is a team that's going to build their offense off of their defense. It is going to get out on transition. It is going to be able to get stops and then get baskets on the other end. And that is the way we get through tough spots, is playing good defense. If we can at least, if we're not doing anything on offense, at least we can stop them on defense. And we could not do that. Again, through the talking, all the screens that they ran, we were losing our men. We were giving them open looks. Now, granted, some of those looks that they were given weren't open, and it was just reminiscent of last year's games where teams would just shoot and make anything they threw at the basket. I mean, the first half they were 62% from the field and 46 from three. That's ridiculous. Again, without digging too much, I don't want to dig too much into another team's stats, but they have not shot that at all this year. They have not done that well this year. And then on top of that, again, another curse that we have seen from last year that showed its reary head is Kobe King on Wisconsin's team. Is a player that has not played, again, very well all year yet, and yet he was their lead scorer with 24 points. I got nervous about that at first, but I got confident because I saw he was kind of more playing the 3-4ish position. I was like, okay, Justin Smith's a really good defender. He's showing that he wants to play this year and is ready to fight and everything. So I think he can get in there and he can shut him down. And he didn't. He wasn't playing a hard game. He was off as well. The biggest bright spot that I saw, and is why, let me see how many minutes he got. He got 20 minutes, a lot more minutes than he normally gets, was Demezy Anderson. Demezy Anderson was one of the only guys that, to me, now you can tell me if you saw it any differently, that looked like he hated to lose last night. He did not want to lose last night. All the other guys towards the end, they definitely looked like they gave up, and they didn't care about the game anymore. They kind of just let it happen. Demezy at least looked like he was ready to stay in there and fight for it. Now, again, obviously his skills on defense are still developing, and he'll tell you that as well. He's a very self-aware player, but he was at least a good spark. I think also Jerome Hunter tried his best. Just as much as their shots were going in, everything they threw at it, our shots were not. Again, in contrast, our first half stats, remember, they were shooting 62% and 46%. We shot 33% and 25%. Even if you're playing, I mean, it's just... without hitting shots and playing defense and not wanting to fight, you're not going to come back from those types of numbers. Teams shooting lights out. Again, at halftime, they nearly had as many points as they've had in the past 3 games. So we move on from this. We learn, we shake it off, and we move on. We play a UConn team on Tuesday, quick turnaround. We come in with a chip, we come in hard, we come in fast, we come in aggressive, and we fight during this game. We need to see the team that we know we can be in this game. And again, I'm sorry, maybe I need to go back one more time. I'm not going to be one of those people that you see on Twitter that are quick to overreact to one loss. We're going to have losses this year. You can always have crazy losses like this, bad losses. It's about how you rebound from those and continue on. I think we are quick to roll our eyes and overreact because, again, like I said, we saw some things that we saw from last year happen last night, and we're a little fearful that it's going to snowball and keep going, but we can't be too fearful that that's going to happen and react preemptively to that. We've got to be able to sit back and give them support and not be doomsday talkers about the continuing games or the games up next. Kind of talk that into reality, I should say. But I'm definitely not one that is going to give excuses for what we did. The players did not talk. The leaders did not lead. And in a lot of respects during that game, the coaches didn't coach. There's blame to go all around on this game. Players that were kept in the game longer than they should have were overmatched against opponents that they were playing against. And the coaches started to do a little bit better rotations, putting guys in, but we needed to be quicker to that. The starters tonight did not step up from the beginning, and I felt like the coaching staff needed to change that earlier. Devontae needed to be in there earlier. Joey Brunk, who was outclassed last night, needed to come out earlier. We needed to find that spark a lot earlier than letting the guys try to play through it. And that's what started the downfall, I believe. The play and lack of communication and the unawareness from the coaching staff to fix things early on. So I was kind of doing this show to think about morning after, how sleeping on a game, how I would feel the next morning. And yeah, I definitely do feel a little bit better. I feel like the game is past us. We can move on. We can do better. We can learn from it. And we'll get a chance at least quickly to rinse our mouths of this bad taste. We at least don't have to wait 5-6 days for the next game. Next game is quickly here on Tuesday. Should be a game that we can win. Should be a game, pretty good game. It's at 9:00, and it's a game where there's a game that plays on the same court beforehand, so the game may be a little bit delayed after that. So if you're not watching live, if you're going to record it, make sure that you add a little bit of time to the back end of your recording, because that you could miss it, because it's slated to start at 9, but it might not start until about 9:30 or so. It's against a UConn team that we should be able to beat. It's scary to kind of say that. I want to see them come out with more fire. This is what we learn. This is where we learn with a very mixed bag team of young guys and old guys. The old guys, do they get the young guys ready to play? Do they help them get over the sting of that loss and get them to put their heads up and move on? Neutral zone-esque. I mean, UConn's a little bit closer in New York than we are, so not necessarily a home game, but relatively a neutral site. So I look to see Al Durham and Justin Smith really step up and be vocal out there, and as well as Devontae. I look for those three to become the leaders and to be very vocal this game on Tuesday, and pull the team back up and get them ready and get them fighting again. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about a loss. So you take it. It stings. It hurts. We will at least, here's a positive side to flip to it, we will have a chance to avenge this. We will play them at the end of the season. I believe they are on the very last conference game that we play. So they're kind of Wisconsin's our bookends of the Big Ten season. So there's a good litmus test. We can see how much, fast forward to that game and see how much we've grown, see how much we've matured from there, and we will be at home then, and hopefully we can avenge some of this and feel a little bit better, cancel out this bad loss. So I guess here's to us not seeing this again. Again, we could. Who knows? We could see this again from this team. I hope not. I hope there's only better things to come. But I guess that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Twitter. It's at General Chadwick. So thanks again. Brush it off, guys. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to smile and be a good Hoosier out there, guys. Thank you.